As an AI strategist, I see a lot of bold claims, but this next one, well, it stopped me in my tracks. Before we break down what might be the most audacious promise I've seen all year, make sure you hit that subscribe button for @BrandTechAuth right now, because you are definitely going to want to see this.
Okay, let's just dive right into this. Imagine scrolling through an entrepreneur forum and seeing this. It sounds completely impossible, right? Getting your first 1,000 customers is like the single hardest part of building a business. And this person claims an AI can do it with, and I'm quoting here, zero work from your side. It's an absolutely wild claim, and I knew right away I had to figure out what was behind it.
So, what's the deal here? Is this just some marketing gimmick, a clever magic trick to get attention? Or is there a repeatable, logical blueprint actually at work here? Well, that's the central question we're going to answer. We're going to peel back the layers and see if this promise is built on a solid, strategic foundation. So, the engine behind this massive claim is an AI tool called Grow33. And it says it can generate a complete go-to-market strategy from nothing more than a URL. So to figure out its secret, I put it to the test. I fed it a few completely different products, and now we're going to reverse engineer its output to see how this thing really thinks.
First up, the AI analyzed Shift app. This is a pretty straightforward business tool for managing employee schedules, a classic, incredibly crowded market. I mean, what could an AI possibly find here that's new?
And boom, right away, a clear pattern emerges. The AI doesn't just list features, it identifies a hyper-specific pain point, managers drowning in chaotic WhatsApp groups trying to juggle schedules. So the core insight is to build the entire story around being the simple, anti-complicated solution and focusing on one killer feature, approving shift swaps in seconds. Okay, so what about a completely different product? Next, the AI takes on WakeMinder Pro. This is a niche reminder app for Mac users, a small consumer application in another brutally competitive space. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The AI finds an even sharper angle. It zeroes in on the app's truly unique trigger, reminders that pop up the moment you wake your Mac, and connects it directly to a community that desperately needs that exact function, the ADHD community. So it's not just another productivity tool, it's reframed as an accessibility tool. Genius.
For our final example in this little sequence, we have Zen Reading. This is a tool for saving articles to read later on e-readers like a Kindle. And again, this is a market with huge established players. And this just brilliantly illustrates the AI's core strategy. It completely ignores a direct feature-to-feature fight. Instead, it reframes the entire product around health and wellness. The story isn't about saving articles, it's about reducing eye strain and avoiding blue light before bed. It positions itself against other apps by championing that calmer, healthier e-reader experience. Okay, after looking at these examples, it's pretty obvious this isn't magic at all. Grow33 is using the same repeatable framework, a 4-step blueprint every single time. So now we're going to deconstruct that exact blueprint so you can see precisely how it works. And here it is. The entire strategy boils down to these 4 simple steps. First, analyze the battlefield. Second, find the community. Third, craft the message. And finally, and this is arguably the most important part, build the moat. Let's break each one down. So step 1 is the market reality check. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's a brutally honest look at the giants in your space, acknowledging their strengths, but more importantly, identifying the specific narrative that you as a smaller player can uniquely own. Once you've analyzed the battlefield and found your unique story, step 2 is all about finding the people who are desperate to hear it. This means pinpointing the exact online communities, the subreddits, the forums, where your ideal customers are already gathered and complaining about the very problem you solve. And this table just illustrates the logic perfectly. It's not about generic marketing. For Shift App, you go to the restaurant owner's subreddit with the message, "Ending scheduling nightmares." For WakeMinder, it's the ADHD subreddit talking about reminder tools that actually work. It's a direct line. Find the pain, find the community, and connect the two with your solution. So step 3 logically follows. Now that you know who you're talking to and what their pain is, you've got to craft the perfect message. This is all about moving away from just listing features and toward articulating a solution in your customer's own words. And just look at this difference. A generic company describes Shift App as flexible shift scheduling software. I mean, it's true, but it's boring. The AI's message is no spreadsheets, no group chats. It's visceral, it's emotional. Any restaurant manager out there immediately understands and relates to that pain. That is powerful stuff. Okay, we've covered the first 3 steps. To really see how they all fit together with that final piece of the puzzle, let's apply the entire 4-step blueprint to our first example, Shift App, and see it all come together.
So here's the full blueprint in action. 1. The battlefield is crowded, but the winning story is anti-complicated. 2. The community is managers on subreddits for restaurant and retail owners. 3. The message is all about the pain of spreadsheets and group chats. And finally, step 4, the moat. This is your key defensible advantage. For Shift App, that advantage is its radical simplicity, which is all embodied by a promise that you can be set up in just 5 minutes.
So let's talk a little more about that final and most crucial step we just saw, building your moat. This isn't just about what your product does. It's about finding the one thing your product does or the one story it can tell that is incredibly difficult for larger, slower competitors to copy.
And why is having a moat so important? Because it focuses all your energy. Instead of wasting time on marketing that doesn't work, this framework helps you pinpoint exactly what matters. The creators of this tool claim that founders who follow this kind of focused strategy save on average 7 hours per week. That's valuable time that can go right back into the product. You know, this quote from the AI's analysis of Wakeminder just captures the goal of building a moat perfectly. It's about finding that one feature, that one angle that is genuinely unique. The AI highlights that in a sea of copycat apps, having a one-of-a-kind claim that is actually true, well, that's your ultimate competitive advantage. That's your moat. So this all leads to the one final question I want to leave you with. Forget features for just a moment and think about the story. What is the one unique, defensible story that only your product, your project, or your idea can tell? Finding that answer, that's the core of this entire framework. If you found this breakdown of an AI-powered strategy useful, make sure you're subscribed to @BrandTechOff. We are deconstructing cutting-edge tools and frameworks like this all the time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.